Hey everybody, what's up from Roll, Minnesota, your state of skate. Hey, I'm Butch Lehman, and today we're in for another episode of Rolling Reactions. Call me old-fashioned, but I absolutely love some good technical park skating. And with Stephen Swain out of the UK, that's exactly what you're going to get. Man, I remember watching this guy years and years ago just destroy every skate park in his path. It truly is amazing. Anyway, Stephen Swain has been out there doing his thing for the longest time, skating Rampworx skate park, Bone skate park, and a number of other skate parks in his path. Now he also kills it on the streets, and today we're going to look at a little bit of both. So let's rewind the clock. Let's take a look at some of the best of Stephen Swain, and he is a skater that I have a lot of respect and admiration for, so hopefully we see more out of you in the future, man. Anyway, let's roll into this one. All right, so this first edit was done in collaboration with ukskate.com as well as Kaltik Frames. And this one is really good. A lot of bangers in this. You can see him lacing up those Razor skates, getting ready to do battle. And we get some tracking shots at the skate park. And already I'm jealous because this is exactly the type of skate park that I would love to ride. Check this out. Starting things off huge with a disaster 540, fakie 540 hurricane topsole. And that's a trick that, is made famous by Brian Aragon in game theory, but just putting it down in the park absolutely flawlessly there. 360 acid. I call that the hard spin direction. I know there's a little bit of debate on what hard spin technically is, but to me that's the harder one, and the way that I would consider hard spin is spinning away from the obstacle. Look at that, coming back with the hurricane topsole. That's a trick that you guys know I love no matter what it's on. It always looks good. Getting the rewind the hard way on that alley-oop topsole. Check this out too. He has the skate park like all to himself. There's nobody else here besides his videographer, and that's a rarity, especially out here in the U.S. Skate parks extremely busy, extremely crowded, hard to get through and navigate and film effectively with a lot of people. So a lot of respect for that as well. This is a really cool line. Goes 540 over the box off the spine. And then got to get the trick on the way back as well. What's it going to be? Disaster 540 true spin Mizu coming out to forward, making it look really easy. And I can tell you guys that is not an easy trick. Going 720 out of that topsole up. Is that a zero spin on that one? Yeah, to far side fishy. Getting the grab in there really clean too. Quarter pipes, one of my favorite things to skate actually, especially if there's a sub box on top like that one had. I absolutely love skating quarter pipes, sub boxes. Spines are something I like too. You'll notice he does this fakie 720 both directions. Really difficult to spin for a lot of people over that switch shoulder coming from fakie. So, that's one that's a lot harder than it looks. Speaking of which, 540 true spin sole. I don't know about that one, man. That's a really tough trick. This is really cool too. Going back Savannah cess slide, locking into the bowl, holding it around. And sure, let's just throw a 720 into that line just for good measure. A lot of good variety at this skate park. Again, we see some sub boxes, some quarter pipes, some spines, some disaster boxes. Plenty of round stuff as far as the eye can see. And when you're used to me, like a lot of our skate parks are becoming cement plazas with a lot of really small obstacles. I yearn for the simpler days, going back to those early days of rollerblading when the skate parks all had massive launches and round coping boxes and stuff to disaster into, transitions. Maybe I'm alone on that. Maybe a lot of people out there are more creative of a skater than I am, but that's the type of park that I can see myself skating. So I absolutely love watching Stephen Swain kill parks like this. And this isn't the only one. We're going to see him represent at a few others here as well. So great session, man. Let's check in with the next one. Now that was 2011, and we're fast forwarding a little bit, and this is a compilation of tricks that Stephen Swain has put together at Rampworx skate park. Really popular skate park. I believe this one is in Liverpool. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But he has shredded this park basically his entire career, and so it's cool seeing this montage of all these different clips he filmed there. Going up onto the sub box to true spin top acid. Look at this full alley-oop sole budgeting to acid down. It's crazy. I love how much height he gets on these box jumps. There's a step up there too that he's done some really big spins on. I think you guys will see that in this video as well. Rampworx, I believe they hosted some pretty big competitions back in the day. I don't remember specifically which ones they were called, but always a park that I wanted to skate. Look at that. Huge disaster hurricane far side topsoul. He's so good. Just really smooth and fluid as he skates too. Another hurricane topsoul going down the kink box. Got the true spin sole. Those types of boxes are actually a lot more dangerous than they seem. They have like the slanted, angled wall to them, so when you miss, it like causes your foot to slide out and almost guarantees you wreck your hip on the coping. I don't know, if you guys have ever skated anything like that, you know what I'm talking about. Full true sole, that's a big jump up to that one too. That box looks taller than it seems. Got that far side hurricane topsoul again. This time down the kink box. Huge transfer. That's one of the things that I like about parks like this is there are so many different lines and different transfers waiting to be done. And I like to fly. I like to go fast. I like to get some air. I like to do disasters. And that's something you just can't get outside of these types of parks. Here's that step up I was talking about. Look at that, 1080. That is a trick that not a lot of skaters can claim to have done at some point. Definitely comfortable in the air. That's one of the many things I respect from Stephen Swain. What was that? Was that a 540 far side alley-oop sole? Oh, an acid? Cheat codes, man. That's the only explanation. That guy's got Game Shark on, Game Genie. I don't know what cheat codes he's using, but he's definitely got those going. Fakey 720 disaster kind grind. That's like Chris Haffey territory right there. I don't know. He's so good. Our next video takes us to 2015 and 2016, and this is another compilation edit with just random tricks that Stephen has been stacking over those years and put them together into a highlight video. What I like about this one is it showcases his skills not only in the park, which is where I know him best, but also in the streets, as we can see with this curved ledge. Look at that, just putting the half pipe to use in a way that you wouldn't expect, launching out. And sure, let's throw a rail in there. We'll get a vert ramp trick, a gap, and a rail all in one line. This rail looks really dangerous. I think this is the Gap City Park. This is the one that we see Roman and Brat skating all the time. Got a trampoline to practice his airs. I think that's common of a lot of people is start out on the trampoline. When you get comfortable there, then take it to like a foam pit or a resi ramp. Back in the day, that wasn't always an option. You didn't necessarily have those types of beginner type of obstacles like a foam pit to practice in and to learn. You just had to huck it. At least that's how I learned a lot of my flips anyway. Nice 720. Really stylish spin. Kind of reminded me of Frankie Morales on that one. That was cool. Getting that cess slide in again. We saw that earlier in a slightly different setup. Similar trick though. Alley-oop topsouls on ledges, like that's a trick that a lot of people find to be something of a safety trick. And it's always been one of the most difficult ones for me. Like it's easy for me on quarter pipes and on boxes, but like at a skate park where there's a little lift or a little launch into it. But any type of like square ledge from flat or even round rail from flat, definitely struggle with that one. Here's that dangerous rail again. Coming into the bank. Ooh, got a line of it. I like that. Going to true fishy. Now that's asking for trouble. Yeah, you can be excited for that one. That was cool. What I like about this video too is like, you don't really know what to expect next. It's been such a assortment of different clips, different spots. Some are skate parks, some are street spots. That really keeps you on your toes. 540 true spin top acid. Was that the unit 20? What is it? Unit 21, unit 23 skate park? You guys are going to grill me in the comments for that. I should know the name of that because that's another park that I'm really jealous of. That one looks cool. Launching up to the sub box, back into the quarter. Yeah, so many great parks in Europe. Someday I'm going to get out there for a trip and it's just going to be like nomadic traveling from one amazing park to the next amazing park. Look at this box. It's so long. I want to skate that box too. Some solid transferring there, getting all the sides. And this is one of my favorite tricks of this edit. That true fish around the curve ledge, fully grabbed, fully committed, just executed flawlessly. That's the kind of thing that you expect out of Steve Swain. I don't know about that. That looked really dangerous. Speaking of which, look at this transfer. So cool. I need to learn something like that. Might be a little too old to learn something like that. All right, and to wrap things up, I wanted to choose something that was more current. And so this was 2020, right before the lockdown with the pandemic happening. And Stephen Swain posted up these clips from a variety of different parks that he was skating. And he's showing us that he still got it. I mean, that Misty flip is on lock right there. Just drifting it up, killing the sub box. I'm really hoping to see more out of him as well. I know the last year wasn't necessarily the best year for park skating, especially with a lot of places closing down or limiting their numbers. But hopefully he's back to work, back to action, and getting things done, because how can you not appreciate this style of skating? That he's got those crazy drop-ins for sure. And this clip took me a little bit by surprise because the box is hanging precariously over the edge of the quarter, and it's like, how far can you go before the balancing point tips and the whole box flips on you? So a little bit of physics at work in that one. Still putting in those hurricane topsols after all these years. You know what? You can do it in a line with a 360 sole down. That kind of consistency is appreciated and noticed, and highly respectable. That was a picturesque true fish right there. Making his own disaster hurricane topsole with an even bigger box. Like if he was in the movie Jaws, instead of being like, we're gonna need a bigger boat, he's like, we're gonna need a bigger box. And so he just made his own. Look at these box jumps. Another thing that fuels my jealousy. I love skating a good fly box. I need more of that in my life. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode on Stephen Swain. He's a skater that I think is absolutely amazing, and one that doesn't get nearly the amount of recognition that he deserves. In my humble opinion, he's one of the best park skaters out there. And as we've seen, he can kill it on the streets as well. He truly is a fluid, versatile, and stylish skater. And I hope we get to see more out of him in the future. So, Stephen, if you're out there watching this video, my best wishes to you, man. And keep posting up those clips. I'll be watching for them. Anyway, guys, I'm Butch Lehman of Roll, Minnesota, reminding you to stay safe, stay healthy, and get out there and do some rollerblading. We'll see you guys with the next video. Until then, peace.